Die Hard might see more standoffs than snowfalls and more terrorists than tinsel, but it's set on Christmas Eve, which I think makes it a Christmas film. In the film, the evil Hans Gruber has taken hostages and it's up to John Mcclane to free them.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Just imagine how much fun that would be to play on a tabletop. Luckily, there's a fan-made expansion for Van Ryder Games' Hostage Negotiator, and what better time to play it. Merry Christmas, one and all! Well, you join me as I'm going to be playing the fan-made expansion for Hostage Negotiator based on the movie Die Hard. Now, is Die Hard a Christmas film? Well, it's set on Christmas Eve, so surely that makes it festive. I'm sure there's trees and there's decorations, but it did come out in July. So does that mean it's not a Christmas film? We don't need to debate that, but we do need to embrace this fantastic fan-made expansion. Now, this was made by Carlos, and there'll be a link in the description so you can download it too. It's completely free, you can't buy this. And obviously it isn't endorsed by Van Ryder, who make Hostage Negotiator, but I think it's still a really fun expansion. Now, I'm not going to teach you how to play Hostage Negotiator. There's lots of videos already online talking about that. Instead, what I'm going to do is tell you what's different about this Die Hard expansion, and then we're going to play through, and hopefully it's going to be a Merry Christmas for one and all. So in this game, obviously, as you normally would do, there is an abductor, and the abductor, of course, is Hans Gruber, and he is joined by his sidekick Carl. So he's the second in command, and obviously we have Hans Gruber as well. So setup is slightly different for this because we have over here Hans Gruber's henchmen. There's 6 of them, and we need to kill all of those to unlock Tony, basically, because we cannot get all of the hostages out unless all the abductors are killed. You can never have more hostages saved than there are abductors alive, which kind of forces you to deal with the abductors. Once Tony is killed, his brother gets very mad, and Carl then comes into play. But for the first, start off with, we are just dealing with Hans. Hans has 2 demands, Carl has 1, and obviously there is also the escape demand as usual. This is going to be a slightly longer game than most Hostage Negotiator games are, unless obviously things go very bad very quickly, because this terror deck has custom cards in it as well as several from the normal game. So it's a slightly bigger terror deck than we normally deal with. Trying to stop Hans Gruber is, of course, John Mcclane. And he does feature in this game. It wouldn't be a Die Hard game without him, working with the police who are trying to persuade Hans Gruber not to blow up the building. John Mcclane, each turn we are going to be able to take 1 John Mcclane card, which we can play. Initially, these cost absolutely nothing, but as the game progresses, they might increase in value depending on what happens with the terror deck. He's quite useful because he can deal with the terrorists, but he can't. He's problematic. He's a live wire, so he might actually make things worse for himself. He has 4 health, and once all of those gone and John Mcclane is dead, we lose. There's also 3 detonators that are involved. Obviously, in the film, they are trying to blow up the building to get the bonds from the safe. That features in this game. In fact, this expansion kind of follows the plot line of the film. We need to get those, so that's part of our winning conditions. So other than that, it's largely as per normal, apart from one of the hostages is John Mcclane's ex-wife, Holly. She has to be the last one to be saved. You might have seen in some videos, I do like to have kind of these hostage miniatures, but I'm not using them this time because I was concerned they won't be visible from above. So I'm using the normal ones that come with the game. And also I have the special dice. I love this dice. The frustration dice, where it's got 5 successes and 1, you've completely lost the game. I do have that. Whether I use it or not, I don't know. So let's read through the story and various conditions. So Hans Gruber is a terrorist that has taken some hostages in the building in the Army Plaza. Police and the FBI have arrived at the scene. Inside the building is John Mcclane, a cop who can help deal with the terrorists, but be careful, he can increase the threat and cause more problems. Hans and his team want to steal some bonds located in the vault. We have time until they open it and try to escape. So I've explained largely what the setup, how the setup difference is, but here are some clarification of how we win and lose. The game is lost if Holly and John are killed. Holly will obviously be the last one to killed, so if that's the case, all of the hostages are dead anyway. If Hans and Carl are alive after the pivotal event, we lose. The game is won if half the hostages are saved, and that includes Holly, and both Hans and Carl are eliminated or captured. Only one John card can be used per conversation phase, and Holly is always the last hostage to be saved from the pool, which we've talked about. So let's start off. I have in my hand, obviously, the starting cards you always have, and let's, as we always want to, try to deal with what are the demands. It's always a good idea to play it out. Now, Hans Gruber is starting on 4s, which means we have 2 dice to start off with, and hopefully we're going to be off to a great start. There we go. So we can find out a demand, and let's just find out what Hans Gruber wants. So what his demand is, if we find, he wants to find out who John Mcclane is. He's very annoyed and being slightly stereotypically German. If we concede it, we probably won't. But if we do, each of the John cards will be more expensive. They cost 2 conversation points. So that's our first action. Let's continue on this trend with what are your demands. They've got a lot of demands we need to find out, and if you play a Hostage Negotiator, you know that you need to find the demands out quickly, because lots of the terror cards say if some of the demands aren't revealed, bad things happened. So let's see if we can be as good with this one. Oh, superb rolling. Although it doesn't make much of a difference when you put what it demands. So we can now find out another demand. Let's find out what his second demand is. Concede to reduce the threat level and release a hostage, not Holly. His threat will go down and we rescue a hostage. But the penalty for conceding is resolved to terror cards. And bear in mind, that's quite a big deck. That's not necessarily an entirely bad thing. So let's try to let's try and get the level down, because I always like to just get that down as much as possible. So keep cool, Hans Gruber. Oh, double success. So he is going to be a little bit less angry, and we have some conversation going on. And 1. Let's try keep cool again, to kind of get that down as quick as possible, because double success, this is great. So let's get that down, and another conversation point. If we get it to 3 dice really quickly, that we'll be in a great place. I'm going to play a small talk face down to get the thing for it. Because I didn't want the conversation to end, let's roll again and see what happens here. Either way, the conversation's ending this turn. And we get 2 more conversation points. So that's the end of the first turn. These have all been played. And I'm definitely going to buy... I think with this, it's keep trickling some hostages out. So let's get minor extraction. There it is, for 3. And we are going to buy, so 1, 2, 3. 2 rerolls, because I just like having rerolls. People say Hostage Negotiator and Final Girl luck based. It's really not. It's about mitigating that luck, controlling the luck. Right, and also we can take 1 John card. So I think we need to think about killing terrorists. So let's take that. These are played, so these are all free cards, so we get those back to us next turn. Let's put those here. We just have these, and let's find out what our first terror card is. It is, oh, I'm glad we got the points down now. So make a threat roll. If we roll a success, we get to save a hostage. I've got 2 dice. Double success. Don't save 2 hostages though, but let's get a hostage out. We've got 1 of 12 out. Things are going okay. Okay, let's try mine extraction, get some more hostages out. We do have some rerolls. So Yeah, let's do that. That's one success, and we could play 2 face down to make a double success and save 2. I kind of think that might be worthwhile because I don't want the terror to go up. So yeah, let's play my 2 rerolls to turn that into a success, making double success rather than risking it. Because I could re-roll that, but then that's a 1 in 3 chance. Let's do that. Okay, so let's get 2 hostages out. 1, 2. And let's do some John Mcclane action. John Mcclane, yippee-ki-yay. That's the extent of the quote there. Nothing more to be said about that. I have no re-rolls though, because I did choose it from face down. So, but the worst happened is a hostage dies. That's not too bad. And a hostage has died. So we've lost a hostage. And also, John Mcclane has taken some damage. He's quite hard to kill, and there's ways of getting him back. So that's not too bad. We have no conversation points this turn, so these are lost. But we do get all of our previously played ones back. So I have basically all my starting cards back again. And let's put these back out. Minor extraction. Let's keep minor extraction closer to me because I need that a lot. There's the 2 rerolls. I like those. And we get to take 1 new John card. Can't obviously take that one, just had that. So let's take out Ho 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 and continue trying to get hostages out. So on to the next turn. Terror event. I've got a bad feeling about this. I've got a bad feeling about this because I was trying to get that lower. But that's not too bad. Oh, if any unresolved demand cards, we have got 2 demands. So that's got really bad quickly. Right, let's try and get them chilled again by playing. Actually, no, let's find out what these 2 demands are. What are your demands? Let's find out. Yay! So what is Carl's demand? This will become more pertinent, obviously, when he's in play. Cannot be conceded. When revealed, if John has killed Tony, increase the threat. John has not killed Tony. All John cards cost 1 command point more for the remainder of the scenario until Carl is eliminated. Oh, geez, that's not ideal. So let's put a little reminder. Actually, let's move that over there. So all of these now cost 1, which is annoying. I was enjoying those 3 ones, but we have dealt with one of the demand cards. Let's find out what the other demand is, so we have no repercussions if bad cards come up. Play 2 face down to make that a success. If it's a failure, they're starting getting angry. No, we can't have them getting angry. So let's play down a small talk and let's play down a keep cool to turn that into a success. And reveal a demand. This is our last demand. They want helicopters to be sent. Can only be conceded if terrorists have at least 1 detonator. At the moment they have 3. And if we concede it, we'll gain 4 conversation points. But at the end of the conversation phase, all remaining hostages are killed. So let's not do that until the very end, and we're guaranteed to save some people. Right, we still have 3 cards in hand. Let's do some John Mcclane and try and save some hostages. This is the only one I'm now going to have for free. From now on, I'm going to have to start paying for John cards. Ah, John, your hero. I could convert that. No, because I'm going to need some conversation points. So he saved 1. But he's taken another damage. That vest is getting blood covered. Let's do some keep cool. If we can get this down again, that'd be beneficial. No, and we've lost a conversation point. Okay, we need to get that back up. Didn't end the conversation, which is good. And we'll do some small talk. Success, so we're getting +2, which is 1. So we have a total of 1 to spend and no free cards. I should, at least we've revealed all the demands now. So 1 will get me a John Mcclane card, but I have no cards to kind of work with it. Yeah, well, let's do that. Let's take that. And that ends the turn. And that, obviously we now have to spend money on John Mcclane, so let's use our conversation points on that. That's the only card I'm getting, but it's okay, because we can have a terror event, and the terror says, rocket launcher. Remove cards and supply that add up to 6 costs from the game. Thank you, cowboy. I'll take it under advisement. That's not too bad for the way I play. I tend very rarely to get the very high cost cards, so I think I need to get rid of major extraction, which is a shame, because that's useful, but I do need a sniper to take the shot. So yeah, that's gone. Lost it. It's gone from the game. But we are now in our turn. We only have 1 card to play, and I'm gonna just hang up on Hans Gruber. Phone me up, didn't want to talk to him. And just end the turn there. Not play this card. So that means I get back all of my 0 cost cards. There we go. That was useful. And then we get, obviously it's the start of a turn, so we get a terror card. I'll count to 3. So this is the negotiator that is in the film, obviously. Not very good, depended on John Mcclane to do the stuff, but that meant a hostage is being killed and the level has gone up 1. Right, let's play Yippee-ki-yay and try to kill some hostages. We have no rerolls. Yay, well done, John Mcclane. Obviously we killed a terrorist, which means you now have to roll out who it is. 3. 1, 2, 3. Marco, you're dead. It's a shame. Poor Marco. Obviously Tony is the key terrorist there. So we know what demands are, so we all use those to convert. Keep cool. Let's find out how cool these terrorists are going to get. I will. So that's a medium success. You have now what are your demands? So let's just get rid of those and make that lower. Keep cool. Come on, Hans Gruber, just chill out a little bit. Yay! Okay, so he is getting more chilled. Small talk. Hopefully you won't roll a... Have no rerolls. So that's a fail, but it's a +1. That's still in my hand. Can't play it, because that's ended our conversation. So they are this turn's. We have 1 to buy. I think we need to start getting more John Mcclane in here. So let's buy a ho ho ho. And once again, we're in that situation where I'm going to have to hang up on Hans Gruber pretty quickly, because otherwise I've got no cards. So, okay, cut the phone lines, funny enough. Start next conversation phase with -2 or +1. Let's start with -2, shall we? Oh, the phone lines are cut. I've hung up on you. That's actually worked out really well. So that, obviously I've got nothing to spend, but I get back my free cards. So now I have a handful of stuff. That returns to 0, didn't spend anything, wasn't able to get any John Mcclane cards. Okay, so, new turn. Concede during any conversation. Oh, it's another demand, okay. It's concede during any conversation for media coverage. Take any conversation card from the available area into your hands for free, and it's a +2 for their anger level. I don't want to do that, because I want 3 dice, really. So let's play. Keep cool. And that's got down to 2. Keep cool again. Let's see if we can get 3 dice from this. You might have noticed I am using the miniatures for the anger level. I was going to use my own miniature I used for what someone sent me of myself as a negotiator with coffee and my wedding suit, but it takes up too much space on the board. Right, we're doing keep cool again, wasn't we? We haven't rolled. Oh, teased me there. Okay, so he's now on 1, which gets 3 dice. Have that one. We need some dead terrorists, really. Rolling 3 dice, and I have no rerolls, but I have lots of cards for partial success. Ooh, let's do that. Let's play partial success. Turn that into a big success, and that kills 2 terrorists. Who's gonna die? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uli's dead, and 4. Well, he's already dead. 1. Tony is dead. Uh-oh. So Tony's dead. That means we now have both in play. Carl has come into play. So Carl can only be targeted when Tony's been eliminated. When Carl is eliminated, reveal 1 terror card and lower it by 1. So we had to always kill them both, but now we have a way of killing him. And as we've got 3 dice, let's try to save some more hostages with John Mcclane. Rolling 3 dice. An absolute failure. John, you've let me down, John. They've now got 2 dice again. Okay, small talk. We need 2 dice. I'm going to do like Jamie does when she's playing on streaming. I'm going to swap these dice out for better ones. Right. No, it's not 3, is it? It's 2. Double success. I should have swapped those earlier. What was I thinking? +3. Good. Hanging up. End of conversation. We have lots of money to spend. 3. So our John Mcclane cards are useful. He's got 2 health, so repairing him would be a good idea. But I think we still should be focusing on getting people out. So let's go for big one, a big chat, and then a reroll. That'll spend our 3. Right. Start off with some terror. Water. This is a great minor demand. So it's water. This is a great demand, actually. So concede for an extra dice until the end of the conversation. When any threat roll is failed during this conversation, you end the conversation. So actually, that's actually really useful. Let's put. We've got so much demands now. We're running out of space for them. And right, let's try and make him chill out again. Keep cool, Hans Gruber, because I want 3 dice. I've got a reroll, which I need to use because that was terrible. There we go. So keep cool. He's now back in 3 dice territory. Just a few minutes. Just a few more minutes. Let's try and get 4 conversation points from this with 3 dice. I don't think it's worth giving him that demand yet. Not when I can do it for the whole conversation. Absolute failure. Brilliant. That's made them angry. Back up, there we go. It's ended the conversation. Terrible. That went badly. So we have no conversation points to spend. Let's get all our 0 cards back in hand. And we can't even afford, because of this, any John Mcclane cards. That is really hurting us. What's the terror now? I want to play a game. Roll a die and compare the result to the current threat level. 3. Lower than, release a hostage. Equal, no effect. Higher than, kill a hostage. Should we use this dice so you can see it? So we're looking for 3 or lower. 6 is more than 3. Dead hostage. Obviously we need to save half. So how are we doing for hostages? We have 6 left. So we're 6 left, 3 are dead and 3 are saved. So it's not a bad ratio, is it? Right. They're ones I played last round. So these are ones I'm picking up. Right. Still got a lot of terror cards, so a lot of time left. Okay. Keep cool. And let's use these dice. Okay, so -1. Still not 2 dice. I need to start buying cards. So I'm going to play What Are Your Demands just for 1 so I can get a John Mcclane card. Small talk. Small talk, so I can discard 2. No, I'll have the 1 and then the conversation. So they are what's played this turn. Get these ones back if these are all 0s. No, they're not. Just a few minutes more. That went terribly, didn't it? And that's a back in hand. So I have 2 to spend. I think a reroll, and we can get a John Mcclane card now. Let's kill the remaining terrorists, because potentially that means we can kill Carl. So that could be exciting. Okay, so that's our hand. Adding to that, what's the terror event? Mind Demand Radio. Concede during any conversation for 2 dice rolls. After next conversation card, it's resolved. I'm tempted to do that straight away, because if I did that with this, I'll be rolling 4 dice and potentially would remove all terrorists. I have a reroll though, and I have these to... No, let's not play it now. Let's save that, but we are going to do this action. So come on, John Mcclane. Let's move that conversation back to there. Kill some terrorists. Oh, yay! Okay, so all of the terrorists are dead. So now, next up, we can kill Carl and Hans. I didn't use my reroll, so keep cool. Let's get 3 dice. We have cards we can convert, successes. Nope, that went badly. You're just not very persuasive sometimes. And yeah, so you have no conversation points. The conversation's ended. Okay, I have -1, so let's not do that. Let's get back our 0 cards. Didn't play many of those cards really. I have nothing to spend, so let's put it back to 0. Normally I would be able to get one of these, but I can't because they're still expensive. Yay, a moment of weakness. The best of the terror cards. We've saved another hostage. There we go. Still trying to just chill out a little bit. Let's just keep him cool, because I want 3 dice. And I have a reroll. Come on. There's a success. Back to 3 dice. Should we try and get some conversation points? 3 dice. Now for this, it's not worth me converting that, because at the moment I'm getting 2 points, and I could just play the 2 down and get 4 points rather than spending 2 to get 3 points. So let's not convert that. And let's try... Actually, no, let's do that and do that with our What Are Your Demands, just in case I end a conversation with a small talk. That's got 2 more points, and let's try, and this will take me to 5, at least 5 conversation points. And that's all I have, because it's only +1. I won't use my reroll. So, definitely going to get a John card. Let's buy Ho 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 for 1. They're the cards that are now coming back to my hand. Put them there. And I have 4 points to spend. Let's do some minor extractions for 3 and a reroll. Terror card. How many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more rounds. Got 2 rerolls. Holly is his ex-wife. Move a hostage from the pool and place it over Hans's card. She is Holly. It can only be rescued when Hans is eliminated. That's a pain. So Holly is now with Hans. Reduce the threat by 2. Well, that's good. So that's now on S. Down there, we've saved another hostage. So we've got 5 hostages. Holly's there, 4 there. I think we've saved enough hostages to kill them. But now we're here, we can just keep churning them out. We need to stay with them being chilled though. Right. Oh, right. Let's do ho ho ho. Come on, John. You can save some hostages here. And we've got 2 rerolls. I mean, that's a great start. Don't even need the 3rd one. Great. 2 successes, saves 2 hostages. Look at this. It's a glorious Christmas for these people. And minor extraction. Oh, let's reroll. Let's reroll. Okay. So, save the last hostage. Ah, no, we don't, because Holly's there. So I presume we've saved Holly. What did it say? Holly can only be rescued if Hans is eliminated. Okay, well that solves the conundrum because now we've removed Carl by going down here another level. So yeah, we've arrested Carl. Okay, let's go with that. Obviously that's always the kind of grey area when you have fan-made projects that haven't been tested as extensively as normal. But yeah, let's go with that. Right. Hans specifically has to be eliminated. Okay. So we're going to play that face down for 1. And then we are going to get something that eliminates Hans. Let's have Lippy Kaye. Why not? Seems sensible. For 1. And I think we're going to what we're going to do is now is set up a killer turn. So we bought that this turn. That's all we could buy. Here's the terror phase. Draw and resolve the next terror card. Roll the dice equal to number of normal terrorists left, maximum 5. For every failed attempt, kill a hostage. There's no terrorists left. They're all dead. So that one. I'm going to hang up on Hans, which gets us back all our 0 cost cards. Reveal a terror roll. Hunt him. Roll dice equal to number of normal terrorists left. That could hunt him twice. Brilliant. Okay, right. Last turn. I think we can do it this turn. We have so many cards. We're rolling 3 dice. Let's give in to this demand. So the next threat roll. Shall we? Shall we? Let's do it. Let's all go out for. I've got no rerolls. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to get an extra 2 dice for giving him a radio. Hans, have a radio. So that's an extra 2 dice. And he's thirsty, so if we give him some water, that'll be another dice. Anything else? Oh. So I'm tempted to do that and get Sniper, take the shot and just shoot him, as that's fun. But no, I think it's only fair John Mcclane does it. It's okay, so this conversation will end if we don't roll 1 success. I think it's pretty likely. We've got 6 dice. Let's see. let's see what happens here. John Mcclane, are you going to kill Hans Gruber? Oh, he certainly has. He's killed him 3 times over. So Hans Gruber, kill a terrorist. I presume Hans counts as a terrorist. Why not? Hans is dead. Holly is free. We've saved most of the hostages and only had 3 killed. Merry Christmas, one and all. What a rousing success that was. So, yeah, that was Hostage Negotiator with the Die Hard fan-made expansion. As I said at the beginning, this isn't a tutorial. I probably made rule mistakes I didn't notice, but we all had fun playing it, so that's all fine anyway. Obviously, if you want to get this expansion, there'll be a link to it in the description. And you download it, print it yourself. I use a professional company to print my cards, so they do match quite closely to the actual game, which is actually really useful for things like this, particularly for the terror cards. You can't really predict what's going to come up. If you haven't played Hostage Negotiator, you definitely should, because it's one of my favourite solo games. If you like Final Girl, but you like something that's a bit more brutal, Hostage Negotiator is a good one for you. And if you're thinking about buying any of these games, a good place to go is your friendly local game store. And for us in the southeast of England, that is of course Chaos Cards, who sell a lot of Final Girl and Van Ryder games. So you can buy those online. Often they're in a sale. Good way of getting completing a Hostage Negotiator collection by buying from them in the sale. But this is the first time of watching us. I'm Julian, and often joining me is Libby. So subscribe if you like this kind of board game content, and join in the conversation down below. Have you played Hostage Negotiator? Is Die Hard a Christmas film? Do let me know. But as always, thank you so much for watching.